What's up, Digital Business Evolution? Welcome back to the show. Happy New Year. It is officially our first episode of 2023. So we figured, wouldn't it be a really great idea if we talked about some of the things that we are focusing on in 2023? So Digital Business Evolution, these are some of the big focuses that we have, but also they kind of roll into, under the same umbrella, a trend alert. So these are a lot of the trends that we are seeing coming forward in 2023. And I gotta tell you, I'm really excited about all of these things, because they're all really attainable for all of us. So whether you have a team or you don't, you're a solopreneur, you're new at this, you're a side hustler, you're an OG, everything I'm going to be talking about today really is tangible and in reach for you to implement into your business. And these 6 different things that I want to talk about are things that you can start implementing today. They're also things that are going to help you leverage your own time, energy, capacity, and just ability to reach more people. So I'm really excited, and they don't have to cost you any money, and they certainly don't need to break the bank if you are going to be putting any money behind it. Now, you'll notice I have my laptop here because I want to make sure that I thoroughly go through these 6 points. These are in no particular order, but I will tell you right now, you're going to want to take notes. You're going to want to pause this. You're going to want to come back, and you're going to want to revisit. So just know I told you, all right? The first thing that we're going to start with is the thing that I am absolutely the most excited about, like freaking out. I have been wanting to do this for years. So similarly, I wanted to create a podcast for about 6 years before it came to be. I just simply wasn't ready. I wasn't in a place. It never made sense in my business, and I didn't have the space to do it. Well, the thing that I'm talking about first is another thing like that in my business that I have been wanting for years. In fact, when you go over to this particular channel that we're going to talk about, you'll notice that my account was created in 2016. It is 2023. That was 6 years ago. And fun fact, that wasn't even my first account. My first account was created in 2014 under a different name through a different business model. But I had never really taken the steps to grow it. So without further ado, the first thing up is YouTube. Are you kidding? I'm so excited. Okay. If you're listening right now and you just had like heart drop, stomach pit fall, and overwhelm wash over you, where you're like, oh my gosh, Jess, are you serious? I can barely manage the platforms I'm on. I feel like I can't even keep up with the trends of Instagram. I already feel bad I'm not on TikTok. I know I should be on Pinterest, and LinkedIn totally overwhelms me. And now you want me to get on YouTube? Jess, I'm not an influencer. I'm not a blogger. I'm not going to be doing my daily vlogs. Are they even cool anymore? All right, let me explain. Let me explain. The reason why YouTube has always been super powerful, but now more than ever, and there's definitely a trending upswing happening. Like, get on YouTube. I told you, get on YouTube. I said it here. It's the beginning of 2023. Do yourself a favor and get on YouTube. The reason it's so powerful is because YouTube is a search engine first. It's a content platform or some sort of a social platform second. As opposed to something like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, those are social content creation platforms first, and searchability, I wouldn't even say a second, like, to be completely honest. So what does that mean? If someone is searching for a particular skill, they want to learn something, or they want to figure out how to unclog a drain in their home, change a flat tire, take a thorn out of their dog's paw, whatever it might be, oftentimes we go straight to Google, but sometimes we just go straight to YouTube because we know the thing that we want to learn or see or do is probably going to be best in video. But even when we go to Google, a lot of times the first pages that jump up at us are actually YouTube videos. So you head over to YouTube, you learn the thing, and you move on with your day. The difference here is if you were going to try to figure some of those things out, how to remove a paw thorn, or how to unclog a drain, or build a treehouse, right? You're not going to go to Instagram. Now, can you search things like people, places, hashtags? Yes, absolutely. But it's not a search engine first, and YouTube is. The cool thing about YouTube being a search engine first means that the content really is evergreen. So an evergreen tree stays green year round, no matter the temperature, the snow. It keeps its leaves, or its pine needles, I should say, and it lives forever. That's the concept of evergreen in the digital landscape. So if you put up a reel or a TikTok or a post, a carousel, whatever it is, at a point it disappears. Now, could someone stalk you down and scroll back all the way into the depths of your profile and find that piece of content from a year ago? Yes. The chances of that happening are slim to none. The chances of that happening by accident are none at all. Of course, you can repost it and you can repopulate it and bring it back to life again. But really, once it's posted, it's kind of done. It dies. And I don't say that to discourage you from getting on those platforms or posting content there. You should absolutely be doing that. They're great platforms. And every platform has its own language. And so you want to make sure you understand the native language of how people consume on that particular platform. But the thing with YouTube being evergreen is 6 months after I post a YouTube video teaching you how to XYZ, someone might go on YouTube or the internet, Google, and search, how do I XYZ? And my video will all of a sudden resurface from 6 months ago. That can happen a year down the road, 3 years down the road. It lives forever as an evergreen piece of content. So you can be getting traction to an old piece of content that you're not even thinking about anymore. And to take that one step further, let's say that you have an affiliation with, there's coffee in this cup. So let's say there's an affiliation with the coffee brand that is in this cup. And maybe in this particular video where I'm teaching you XYZ, I casually say something about how I love this coffee. And then in the link underneath the description of the video, I pop my affiliate link, which means anytime someone purchases using my link, I'll get a commission. Now, imagine 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later, that video repopulates, somebody finds it on the internet because they're searching how to XYZ, and they also see this link, they purchase the coffee, and boom. Like a year after I've made the video, I'm actually getting an affiliate commission kickback on the coffee. I have a new audience member that I just built know, like, and trust with. And maybe in the description, I have other calls to action for them to join my email list or opt into something or whatever that might be, even maybe straight to purchase. So the ability that you have to really leverage your message on YouTube is unmatched. And I do believe that it is on such an upswing right now because people are frustrated. I know I've been frustrated with all the different algorithms and shorter form content, and you put all this effort into this content that once you post it, it kind of disappears. The other thing that's really cool about YouTube, and this is newer, they just recently released Shorts. So Shorts, as of right now, are 60-second vertical video clips. So a vertical video clip is one like Reels or TikTok, vertical video. The cool thing that you can do now is you can have a longer message, a full thought, a full teaching, a full how-to in what is called a clip. So a clip might be 3, 5, 7, 10 minutes long. Probably, it could be an hour, but people aren't really jiving with something like that. That wouldn't necessarily be called a clip. That would be long form. So long form could be like an hour. Clip is going to be, 3 to 10 minutes. And then a short is about 60 seconds. So you can create sort of a machine snowball of people in your matrix, if you will, even on YouTube by itself. So hear me out. Somebody gets drawn in by the clip because the clip is where you drop the hook and it's a punchy headline and it gets intrigue. If they want to watch the whole content concept that you're teaching, they go over to the clip. So they go from the short to the clip. In the clip, it's a 5 to 7, 10-minute video where you're going full-blown teaching. Now, maybe you direct them in the description to a link that's going to take them to a further PDF or to a further training or something they can buy. Or maybe you even take them over to an SEO, search engine optimized keywords blog post that you have on your website. And when they're on your website, all of a sudden they get a notification to join your email list. And then they get in your email list and they join this funnel where you take them over to your Instagram. And then there's this Pinterest thing and it just goes around and around and around. And you sort of get people stuck in your content matrix. YouTube being a search engine optimized place, a search engine first, it's an incredibly powerful tool. The other thing that you can do on YouTube, which is really cool, brings us to my second thing that I want to talk about today that we're focusing on in 2023, and I highly encourage you to as well. And that is this concept of content repurposing. So if you can go from a long form piece of content, generally that would be either a podcast episode, a YouTube, long form YouTube video, or a blog, like an SEO populated long form written blog. If you can go from a long form piece of content and then you can edit that down and you can repurpose that long form piece of content into shorter pieces of content, you now can repurpose one thing. So let's say I'm putting this video on right now. It's a podcast episode, but we're also popping it up on YouTube in the podcast area of our YouTube channel because YouTube, by the way, also gives the opportunity to have different playlists. So this will go over to the playlist where podcast is. So now I'm popping up this audio and visual on YouTube. We're popping the audio up on our podcast, and this is long form content. Now we can take this, whether it's myself, my team, or editors, which we can hire at a very reasonable price. And we can break this content down into a smaller clip that we're also going to put on YouTube under like business strategy or 2023 trends. We could take it and cut it down even shorter into vertical video. And now I can turn that into shorts, reels, and TikToks. LinkedIn is doing LinkedIn Learning right now, and they are loving video. So I can pop that up into video as well, but keep in mind, again, native to the platform. So LinkedIn wants a square video. We can also take what I'm saying and we can transcribe it into written form for emails, copy on sales pages. We can put it into a written blog. We can put it up on the website somewhere. We can send out text messages from everything that I'm saying broken down into bite-sized pieces. I could put that up on Twitter if I wanted one-liners and wanted to do some mic drops from stuff that I'm saying today. We can put that into a Twitter post. We could turn it into a LinkedIn written post. We could turn it into a Canva carousel on Instagram. All of this content is coming from one larger piece of content. So what you can be doing is be really strategic and intentional about your longest form content, whether that's a blog, a YouTube, or a podcast. Those are typically the 3 long form pieces of content. And then from there, get really strategic with what is it that you're teaching, saying, giving, sharing that would make sense for your launch plan moving forward. So if you know that something is coming down the pipeline, what could you be sharing in this long form content right now that would help validate, warm up, tease, promote, and hype the thing to your audience? Then you go in yourself, or you can outsource and you repurpose that content to turn it vertical, to zoom in, to turn it horizontal, to do long form, short form, and everything in between. So we're super excited about doing this repurposing strategy because it's giving us the ability not only to create quality content, but to create quantity of content. Now, there's an argument out there, and this is, I digress, I'm going off the path here, but does your content have to be really good quality in order for it to do well? I personally believe that doing more content, quantity, flexing that content muscle, going to the gym and putting in the reps of that muscle will eventually create quality content. So no, when you're starting, you don't need a fancy ring light and a camera and a microphone and all of those things. I'm on my iPhone right now. So by doing more, putting in more reps, you will start to become more quality. You'll start to understand how content works, what catches, what's grabby, and over time you can do things like, get really good ring lights and lighting, or just face a window. It doesn't really matter. But I do believe that quantity will create quality, and in the same breath, I do believe that quality matters because we are living in a very, very noisy time on all of these social media platforms, on all of these information platforms, on all of these search engines. And so when you're going up against, for lack of a better term, people who do have massive teams and are paying 50 grand, 70 grand, 100 grand a month on professional editing, there is an element of you're not competing against that person or that business owner, but you are competing against the attention of the consumer. So we're in an attention game right now. It's who can grab the attention and hold the attention. And so I do think that there is an element of, you have to have decent lighting. It needs to look okay. You don't need to break the bank. You don't have to get fancy transitions and editors, but there is an element that quality also does matter. Okay, moving on to number 3. I just mentioned LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn historically has been a little bit more of like a professional corporate type of place where people go to get jobs, to hire people, to find people, and to find jobs. In fact, as an elementary school teacher, I never even had a LinkedIn page because in the teaching world, in the education world, we didn't use LinkedIn. That's not how we would find jobs. It was much more corporate. However, the last few years, LinkedIn really has shifted. It's not only shifted in who's hanging out on LinkedIn, but it's shifted as to how people are using LinkedIn, and LinkedIn itself has shifted into more of sort of the creator economy. They see what's going on with TikTok and Instagram and Pinterest and Clubhouse, and they're like, hey, we can either stay here in our lane, but also like, let's just say in 1998, I don't think it was around at that time, or we can choose to evolve and grow with the whole industry, with the collective, with how people are using the internet. And so the last couple of years, they've chosen to really step up their game and sort of step into the arena of now 2023. So what that means is LinkedIn is favoring some content creators, not specific creators, but they're favoring this idea of content creators. They're doing something now called LinkedIn Learning. They're loving education, valuetainment, content education. They're loving that on LinkedIn right now. In fact, they're asking creators to come on and bring their vertical video so that they can create better systems within LinkedIn. I have a friend who has spoken directly to LinkedIn, who is a vertical video creator with a massive audience on multiple platforms. And she's even told me that they're saying, come tell your friends to bring their videos to LinkedIn. Even if it's not like the sexiest, flashiest ways to use it yet, and their algorithm maybe isn't crushing it, and their vertical video platform isn't as advanced as TikTok or Instagram or even YouTube, they want you to come on because they want that proof of concept to say to whether it's other companies, investors, or just their LinkedIn corporate itself and say, hey, look, it's working. People like this content here. Let's throw some money into it. Let's support these people. And so with LinkedIn, we really have this opportunity to get in still at the kind of almost early adopter time of content creators and how people are using LinkedIn. So it is becoming more social. So that's number 3. Number 4, I'm going to go through a little bit quickly because honestly, I don't have too much to speak on it other than what I've just started to learn. So that is AI. AI is artificial intelligence. I am sure, unless you're sleeping under a rock over the last couple weeks of 2022, you probably saw all of the Lensa and ChatGPT AI go viral on Instagram. So what that looked like was people were putting posts up of their like different fantastical characters, caricatures, and medieval and galactic and all of these cool pictures. And they were like almost graphic designed pictures of you, but it was like the character version of you. So a lot of that was coming from a platform or an app called Lensa. Now, this is not new. We've had AI for quite some time. AI, quite frankly, is how algorithms are created. It's artificial intelligence that are creating these mathematical algorithms, right? AI is taking the world by storm with everything from the metaverse to Web3, and it's really not about if you like this stuff or believe in this stuff. Like, this is where it's going. It's how the internet was, back in the 80s or whatever that was, the 90s. It just is. So it's kind of another like, poo or get off the pot type of thing. So where I was saying LinkedIn decided to go and do it, it's like, well, this is where we're going right now. And so with AI, some of the cool things that I've learned, because I've actually done a bunch of research and I've been playing with a couple different AI platforms and I've been to trainings about AI, the way that AI is going to be used, I see in the coaching industry and in digital entrepreneurship is multifaceted. So number 1, artificial intelligence is literally leveraging your time, your power, your products, your people, your process. Because one of the things that you can do is you can actually, once you learn how to use AI, it's not as easy as just popping words into this search bar. Once you really learn how to use it, AI can actually write you articles, like full-blown articles with SEO words. It's writing courses, it's writing sales pages, it's writing emails. So on the copy end of things, it's helping people even come up with ideas and keywords, verbiage that ideal clients might be using, all written out, and you can take it and you can modify it to a way that maybe feels good or is in your brand language or sort of essence, or change out the words that you would need to. So imagine being able to just like pop some words into a search bar and all of a sudden, boom, 30 seconds later, you have an entire article written. And then you can tell this AI that you want to take that article and have them summarize it in 150 characters. So now you can put it on something like Instagram as well. So that is a really cool opportunity with AI. And I see the coaching industry, I see digital education and marketing really diving into this so that we can leverage more time. The second thing is more of the visual end of things, and that's what we saw happening with Lensa. And so what's really cool is people are making creative, so creative being video, creative being pictures and graphics, that is a full ownership. So they're creating images that don't exist anywhere in the world and will never exist again. So I started playing with this a couple months ago. I actually presented at a presentation on a stage, and I had learned about this the day before at this event. And so that night I went home and I went into one of the platforms this gal was talking about, and I actually created some of my own images. They were kind of cartoon images. They were super goofy, and I put them into my slideshow for my presentation the next day to just show everybody the power of how quickly you can implement these things and how cool this AI is. And so people are using this to create images for ads. They're also using it to never have to show up. Like, imagine not having to get dressed and leave your house or do makeup or get outfits to do photo shoots. This is how people are using it right now. They're doing full branded photo shoots with even their faces, but they're not even leaving the house. They're not getting off the couch. So really cool to do that. Another thing that people are doing with AI is they're working with video, where you can do a full video or have like a course with video that is not you. It's like a robot character, but it looks real. It's not cheesy. So you can write out a script of what you want this like avatar to say, and then he or she will get on the screen with a background and they'll present this entire thing for you. So people are creating courses and products and all sorts of things with artificial intelligence. The last thing that I'll say is when I was doing some research, I found one of the cool ways that Stitch Fix is using AI. So Stitch Fix is like a online clothing type of company, and they're using AI right now to build out an algorithm so that they can fit people's clothing based on artificial intelligence and then send them boxes of clothing in the mail. Just really crazy. So if you haven't jumped into poking around about AI stuff yet, I would encourage you just start to look it up and just see what that's all about, because it's definitely the future. And I'd say jump on now and start playing around with it. It doesn't mean you need to use it in your business. Okay, 2 more things that I want to talk about. The fifth thing is thinking globally. So of course we know over the last few years getting on the internet and having like the whole world on digital and Zoom and Skype and everything that, we were forced to really pivot online, we saw what this meant. So thinking globally is, again, multi-layered. Number one, it's how can you reach more audience members outside of your community? That's the beautiful thing about digital education. We have clients on every single continent except Antarctica. We've worked with clients in dozens and dozens and dozens of countries. Like, it's crazy what we've been able to do. But how can you take that one step further? And maybe you can even use something like AI to help you do this. So can you offer your courses and programs and content in other languages? Can you offer different needs, different pain points, different pricing based on where people are in the world? Because it is different in different places. Thinking globally also means how can we reach other people and provide jobs and opportunities with them? So a lot of people in the digital world use VAs, virtual assistants. And something that's really cool is there are entire platforms where they have VAs specific to the Philippines or VAs in Thailand or VAs in fill in the blank. So you can find a virtual assistant who can help you with a one-off project. It could be something like graphics or copy. It could be helping you with administrative work. It could be helping with a multitude of things. And for us here in the States, that price point might feel a little bit different than what we would be paying someone if they were in the States. Now, what's really cool is money can go really, really far in a lot of these other countries. And so what might not feel as heavy for us is actually life-changing for people in other countries. And so through different platforms, whether that's VAs for Hire or Fiverr or Upwork, there are tons of free platforms that you can use to find places and people that you can outsource and delegate to globally. Now you're getting into the communities of other people in other countries, and you're helping them create an impact by what they're doing for your business, but also by giving them an opportunity that they might not have had. So I think it's more important than ever to really think globally in your clients, but also in your team as you begin to scale and delegate. And then the last one that I have here is customer experience. I gotta be honest, I think the customer experience is more important than ever. Now, of course, we always care about our customer experience. If they're happy, what experience do they have? How are their results? But it matters more now than ever. And take what you want, leave the rest. This is my opinion, but this is why this is my opinion. It's 2023. This is not new. The coaching industry is not new. Digital education is not new. Social media is not new. All of these things are not new. And yes, these things have become more saturated because there are more people on. We recently just crossed 8 billion people on this planet. 8 billion people on this planet. And a lot of them are using these different platforms. And a lot of them are doing these things that I'm talking about today. And so the customer experience matters more than ever because you as a business owner are essentially fishing in a Red Sea, right? You want to be fishing in a blue sea, but we are fishing in a Red Sea. Saturation isn't the problem. That's a conversation for a different day. I've probably even done podcast episodes on that. But what that means is that you need to out-sophisticate the market. And one of the ways that you can do that is giving an incredible customer experience. People are perked up and attuned a little bit more now to what they're buying. There's so many coaches, there's so many courses, there's so many programs that buyers get to be a little bit pickier, choosier, right? Like when you're driving across the country and you only pass one gas station in a 50-mile span, that is the only gas station, and you're going to that gas station whether or not you agree with them and their values, or they have a bathroom that's clean. Like if you need gas, that's where you're going. So with the coaching industry, there was a time in digital education, that's also what it looked like, but that's not the case anymore. Now there's a gas station on every single 100 yards, like every 100 yards. So the people in their cars who need gas are picky choosy. Well, which one do I want to go to? This one's on the right side of the street, so that feels really convenient. I heard that one has really good hot dogs. I don't know if you're getting hot dogs at a gas station. I certainly am not, but no judgment if you do. Right? So why are you going to a different gas station? That one's got better prices. I like the colors. That one has a dinosaur as its mascot. That's really cute. My kids love the churros here, whatever, right? That's what's happening in this industry right now. People are picky choosy, and they get to be. And good for us, the consumers, good for us to be able to be picky choosy about who we want to work with and where we want to invest our money. So with you giving an incredible customer experience, what happens is you most likely will get good results, which will yield great testimonials, which help with sales. But the thing that's even more important is when someone has a great experience with you, even if they don't get results, right? So they come to you for weight loss and it doesn't happen. They want to heal their gut and they're not done healing it yet. They're here to build a business and they didn't make 10K in the first 5 minutes. But if they had a great experience, they're going to share that with other people. That's called word of mouth. Word of mouth is the best type of marketing. It is the cheapest marketing. When someone tells someone else that they know, like, and trust that they loved this restaurant, the chances of them going to that restaurant are increased because I know, like, and trust you. You know what I like to eat. I know what you like to eat. We've hung out before. We're friends. You tell me this new restaurant's amazing. I'm probably going to go to it. Word of mouth is not only really powerful because it's that third-party stamp of approval that that person trusts you, but it's really powerful because it's free. Giving a customer a great experience goes so much deeper than them having results in the moment. It's them coming back in the future. It's them building that know, like, and trust with you. It's them understanding when I join Jess's programs, when I become a part of DBE, this is what I get. This is my baseline. And so that's my expectation. So I know that when I leave because I'm done or I graduated or I finished or whatever, when I want to do something again, when I'm ready for the next level, when I need help in a new area, I am coming back to DBE, I'm coming back to Jess because I know what she and her team deliver. I also believe, so with that, that's LTV, lifetime customer value. We always want to be thinking of our lifetime customer value. It is said statistically that once someone is a buyer, it's easier to sell them again. It's easier for them to buy again than it is for you to constantly be going out and looking for new leads. And this is as basic and simple as cold audience takes longer to nurture and convert. Warm audience knows, likes, and trusts you, maybe has purchased from you, had a great experience, had testimonials, results, etc. They're probably harder to buy. They don't need the sales call. They don't need the lengthy sales page because they know all of those things about you. And so the idea of keeping people in your ecosystem where they buy from you once, they're probably going to buy from you again. How can you continue to nurture and make sure they have a great experience so that they do come back as well as refer you out to other people? Now you've increased your lifetime customer value if they purchase something again. So they join your $2,000 program. Cool, they're a $2,000 customer. But 6 months later, they come back and they join your $10,000 mentorship. Now they're a $12,000 customer. And 3 years later, they get into your elite mastermind for 20 grand, and now they're a $32,000 customer. So instead of you having to go out and search or attract new people all the time, you get those people to kind of stay in your ecosystem. The last thing that I'll say about customer experience being more important than ever, because it's so saturated, there's so many coaches, there's so many people doing digital education, the fact of the matter is there are people who are not having a great experience. because we try to outmarket one another. Because remember, we're all grasping for attention. So how do we get the attention of people? Well, sometimes it's making false claims, which is not okay, but it happens. So people will make these kind of stretchy, grandiose, false claims in marketing to try to get people to come into their programs. They'll create like this lavish, flashy, whether it's a lifestyle or an essence or a brand or promising transformations maybe that are not fully true. In doing that, what they're doing is they're kind of flexing their marketing muscle. There are a lot of great marketers who are not great coaches. Similarly, there are a lot of incredible coaches who are not great marketers. And again, topic for another day, because we could talk about that all day and all the different branches of the business. But what's happening now more than ever, simply because there is more of this coaching, online, digital education, social media stuff, what's happening more now than ever is people are experiencing people over-promising and then under-delivering. So I'm going to do this and we're going to do this and you're going to get this result and I promise and I claim all this over-delivering to get you in the door, you pay, and then your experience is less than. They've under-delivered, right? Where the reality is what we want you to do is we want you to under-deliver. Yes, I can do this, transformation A to Z, here's proof. I'm not going to push you, I don't need to convince you, but like this is what my other clients have done. It's really great. Can't promise you anything, not going to make a false claim, but if you do the work works, right? Under promising, and then when you're in the container, whoosh, over delivering, whether that's on bonus trainings or calls or gifts, the way that they feel, checking in with them, check sheets and sending emails and automations and just being super seamless. So what we want to do is we want to under promise and over deliver, but we are living in a time where more and more people are experiencing the over promising and under delivering, making us picky choosy about where we invest. So customer experience is crucial for word of mouth, for referral, for retention, to build that lifetime customer value, and also just to upstand, I don't know what the word is, but to stand out amongst an industry where people are feeling a little bit under delivered on. Okay, those are the different sort of trends that we're seeing for 2023 and areas of focus for us. Just to recap real quick. We've got YouTube. It's that long form content that you can repurpose into shorter form content, and it is a strong search engine optimization where your content can live forever. The repurposing strategy comes directly from long form to short form. As we talked about, vertical video right now is king. Learn how to do vertical video. You don't have to dance on TikTok, but you do need to learn vertical video because that's how we're consuming on mobile. AI, artificial intelligence, it's going there whether you want it to or not. It's already there. That's how algorithms are built. So lean into learning some AI, which will be really cool. LinkedIn, it's not just for old corporate people, it's for all of us. And LinkedIn Learning is really pushing to get creators on there. So jump on while it's still new and growing. Thinking globally, both for your clientele, how can you reach more audience? What can you give them? And how can you speak literally their language? But I don't just mean their language. How can you speak their language of what they're going through, what they need, what's happening and prevalent in their life? And also, can you be hiring outside of where you currently live? And then last and certainly not least is customer experience, so that we can build out that referral base, the customer lifetime value that we have, retention, and just giving people a great experience, which gives you a great reputation and of course, better results. There you have it, ladies and gents, 6 different things that we're focusing on in 2023. This was a long one, but it was a good one. So I want you to drop into the comments. I want you to post on social and tag me at I am Jessica DeRose. Let me know which one you're really excited to jump on. Even if you're a little bit nervous, where are you leaning into for 2023? And let me know if you've seen some other trends or you're hearing buzz about other trends that I didn't talk about today, because I'm sure that I didn't reach them all. The last thing that I want to say is, if you're still looking for a home for your business in 2023, you've reached a level of success, you've had accomplishments, you've hit revenue goals, you have clients, in fact, you're at 6 figures, you're maybe even at multiple 6 figures, but you know that you're just getting started. Like, yes, I've done it, it's great, everybody looks at me and is like, wow, you're crushing it, you're killing it, but deep down inside, you know you're just getting started and there's so much more for you and your business. I would encourage you to think about our 2023 mastermind. We are starting in just a couple weeks, and I would love to have a conversation with you if you're the type of person who wants to get in a room where people can not only match your energy, your drive, your accomplishments, your value, your education, and your experience, but they can stretch all of those things. You are not meant to do business alone, and I am telling you right now, it is lonely, quote, at the top. I am not at the top, and neither are you, and I know that about you, but it is lonely at the top. As you grow, and there are new levels, new doubles, as you grow, and there are new challenges, as you grow, and things get mirrored outside of your business right back onto you, and it is this really uncomfortable rocket-shipped personal development. If you want to get in the room with the other little business scientists, as I like to say, where we're in the lab together, we're creating transformation in our personal life, we're creating transformation in our business, and most importantly, creating transformation in our clients' businesses or their lives, please, please, please jump into the link below, book your call with me, and let's get on the phone to see if you're a good fit. We must chat first. You do have to book your call. It is with me. It's a quickie, and it's just to see if energetically we're a good match and you're right for the room and the room is right for you. No strings attached, but you do have to have a business. So if you're making 6 or multiple 6 figures and you want a home for 2023 to be in a mastermind, to truly bring all your brilliant brains together, to give as much as you receive, and of course for the 3 different incredible in-person retreats we have, then jump to the link below and I will see you on the other side. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you loved this episode, I invite you to be a part of our ripple effect and share it with a friend. And please, if you feel called, take 30 seconds to leave a 5-star review, and I'll be forever grateful. Until next time, cheers to your evolution.